there was a lot of things that we did well in the first period defensively. Offensively, like I said, they've kept things close to the vest. And so we talked about changing a couple things after the first period to try and get a little bit better. With regard to Panarin, that's nothing that I haven't done throughout the course of the year, just trying to get him out on the ice a little bit more when I can.
Peter, the reaction that Matt Rempe's gotten really since he's been here, I mean, you've coached in the league a long time. Is there anything that compares to this from what your experiences are? A guy who comes in and kind of out of nowhere and has this type of energy from the crowds?
Not a lot. I mean, I can't think of something to the question that you're asking. I can't think of a player that's come in and had that impact on a team, on a fan base, on a city. He's if you watch him and you look at him, he just smiles. He's just happy, loves being here, loves to play the game, and he's been great. But I can't think of anybody off the top of my head.
Peter, having coached a lot of the guys on the other side, in the third period, you could sense their frustration. Is that something that you had talked to your team about, just playing in between the whistles, not getting into the scrums post whistles? Because it seemed like Van Riemsdyk and Wilson have been trying to stir it up the entire night.
Yeah, I thought it. I mean, it was competitive. I've watched the games that happened last night. I didn't get a chance to watch the one that happened before us, but I mean, it's playoffs. It's competitive out there, and they're gonna be physical, and we're gonna try and do the same. There's gonna be emotion between the two teams. I didn't think anything was really out of line with that. We did want to try and stay out of the box and not have guys parade into the box just because of the score and the time. Once you get to 12 minutes, 10 minutes, you'd rather just play it out.
Peter, getting the first one, just getting out of the gate the way you did, how pleased are you in that regard?
It's you're here to win games, and so it's obviously good to get the first one. We'll have meetings tomorrow. I think there's things that we could have done better. I'm sure they'll have the same meetings. Everything ratchets up a little bit more. We're going to need to be ready, but it was, you can only do one at a time, and you need to win one at a time, and so for that, the result was good.
Peter, did you feel like the way this game was officiated made it difficult to get a flow for the game, and how do you think your team worked through that?
In the first, it was a little bit difficult because guys, I think they come out of the locker room, and I'm not talking about the officials. I'm just saying this is the way the first period played out for them too. If you think about it, it's equal on both sides. If you're getting power plays and 4-on-4, it takes some personnel out of play. We have guys that do both. They duplicate shifts, so they may have gotten some shifts. You could use any one of the guys that do they do power play and penalty kill and 4-on-4 and a regular shift. Well, in the first 15, 16 minutes, they've gotten all of that in the ice time, and which they're probably okay with, but the guys that didn't get the rotation and didn't get to get into the game and get to feel it, that probably not the way that they wanted. But again, Washington had to deal with the same thing. They're using the same type of personnel.
Peter, what did you think was most effective about you guys defensively today, and especially late when they're trying to make a push? I think they only had 6 shots on goal in the third period.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they pushed back in the second with some pretty good chances and looks. Chesty made some big saves when we needed him to. The hockey that they've been playing, the way we've scouted, is that they're a little bit more low event, and so not as high with the offense, but it's harder to generate as well, and just closer to the vest. And so the game actually played out probably the way that I thought we would. I don't think that we were off the chart with chances. I thought we defended pretty good.
Speaking to defending, can you speak to your penalty kill today? I mean, their power play had been pretty good since the All-Star break, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, there's talented players on that team. That power play has been effective for 10, 12 years in the NHL. They've been a really good group. I think our penalty kill's been on point as well, though. Not just today in the playoffs, but down the stretch. I think we've done a pretty good job.
Curious about the penalty kill as well. Does having coached them give you some insight as far as tendencies and a lot of the personnel they have on their top unit you coached? Does it give you any insight to trying to stop them?
I guess a little bit because you know the personnel, but that's not how we went about our business. We do it more based on video and teaching and showing. I would imagine that's the way that most teams operate. You take a look at what you're going to be up against. You get some video clips. You bring it into a meeting. You try to talk about a game plan on what you want to do, and go from there. So, I know we're always going to stand. I know we might move around a little bit, but I think everybody else does too. But it's more about what they're trying to do out there, and we get that from the pre-scout meetings.
Yeah, I was wondering, were you generally pleased with the transition your team was able to make from regular season to playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, again, there's things that we'll definitely look at tomorrow. We're try to be better. I think there's some things that we can do a little bit better. There was parts of it that I liked. There was parts of it that I thought we could have been better. Like I said, they're probably going to dissect it and do the same thing. So, overall, it's one game. We leave the regular season. We win to the playoffs. I think there's things that we can try to pick up on a little bit.